Hello, this is Tim from Talking. I'm starting that again. Hello, this is Tim from Two Blokes from Blighty, and before we get into our main episode, we're going to hear a little message from our friend Josh and our friends at TalkingSMAC.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Do you love comics, movies, video games, and more? We do too. Join me, Josh Scar, and my cast of colorful co-hosts on Talking Smack. Look for our yellow and red icon on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, and other podcast players.
I don't want that audio out there, to be honest.
Excuse me, are you Wembembo from the internet?
God, how does this keep happening to me? I know, fuck off.
I don't know, easily throwable is what I call them. Everyone has a wank.
Yeah. If all wanks are welcome on the honey roast ham wank express. I think Will Smith has beaten up the crocodile that was stuck in the thing, hence it being stuck in the water treatment place. The Irish side of the Kelly family, the men, when they die, are thrown off a cliff and returned to the sea. And they throw him off a cliff, but the tide's out, so he just splats on the fucking floor in a bag. I think I might have found a new drink, and I'm going to market it to children.
There was a point in last week's episode where I pretended to be Rishi Sunak giving Elon Musk a blowjob, so...
Well, I know what's going in the preview this week.
Rhythm is a dancer, it's a soul's companion, you can feel it everywhere. Welcome back to Two Blokes from Blighty. My name's Joey. I am joined by the dancing Tim Fitzgerald. How are you, Tim?
I'm rhythmic. I am.
Rhythmic would have been such a better one for me to use.
I know, but then what would I have gone with?
Dancing.
Coordinated, uncoordinated.
Yeah, wee dancer.
Yeah, wee dancer.
Yeah.
Joey, how you doing?
Tim? I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm not too bad. How's your week been?
Been okay. It doesn't feel like very long because after missing a whole week of recording, we've now done 2 of these in 3 days.
Thereabouts, yeah, which would probably explain why I struggled to find some stuff for this week. Until the train ride home.
Until the train ride home. Tim, let's start where we usually start. Can you tell us your pub quiz question?
Yeah, absolutely. So, our question this week is, in the film Inception, what is the name of the device used to enter and navigate the dream world? Is it the Dreamulator, the Somnican, the Onorioscope, or the passive, or in brackets, portable automated Somnican intravenous machine?
It's the dreamy dream thing.
It's the Dreamboat.
Yeah, it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio's face on the bow of a ship.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. Okay, I have no idea, so I actually won't spoil it this week.
Wow.
Would you like a national day for everyone to decide?
Hit me with it.
Well, first of all, it is Wednesday, so you know what that means.
Hit me with it. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
I feel like, it's Wednesday, November 22nd, Two Blokes from Blighty. I feel like that had far more impact when we first started doing it. Maybe I'll switch out for season 4.
Maybe. Season 3, right? Or season 4 are we on?
No, we're in season 3 now.
Oh, right. Well, there you go. All right, change what I know.
Yeah. You told me last week there's 10 episodes in season 3. So
this is 9 then.
I don't know. I've worked it out, but I can't remember.
It'll be at some point. There's a very blurry line.
It's a very blurry line where Tim and I don't follow any kind of sequential counting. I can tell you now that it's actually, this is number 9.
Oh, there you go.
So 2 more times and you'll never have to hear the stupid Wednesday, my dude. Or you might hear a different version of it. Who knows?
Maybe. Can we get like a slow dance version next time?
Well, I did not make it, nor am I going to make it. So you'll get what I find on YouTube. Right, Tim, your national day is for November 22nd. National Taiwan On Day.
Taiwan On?
It's about putting on an apron the day before Thanksgiving.
Is it Thanksgiving next week?
On the 23rd, yeah.
Oh, wow.
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 You've also got National Jukebox Day.
I can appreciate a jukebox, yeah.
And National Cranberry Relish Day.
I'm probably going to go with Jukebox Day.
I think that is the smart choice because the others are shit.
A little bit lame. But how to make the audience celebrate? You're gonna go. The audience are gonna go and find a bar with a jukebox in it, and they're gonna hit it like Fonzie and go, "A,
Hey.
A," and if it plays music, even better.
If it plays music, you've got to message Tim in our Discord, and he will send you the exact amount for your next pint.
Yeah, okay, that works. But we want proof.
I don't need proof. I'm happy for you to just message Tim and demand however much pint is. Yeah.
All right, good. Well, that's that. You mentioned last week that we need to look for new segments for season 4 of Two Blokes. I have written in our little running order here just the words travel agent section.
Okay.
What would you say to us, like just going on Google Maps and just typing in like whatever sound comes out our mouth? We find a town or a city or whatever, and we have to like find something to do there and like the weather.
I mean, honest first thoughts?
Yeah.
I've no idea how it would work.
All right.
But we can give it a go.
We'll give it a whirl.
Why don't you do it now?
All right. Yeah.
Show me what you mean.
All right. So I'm going to go on Google Maps.
5 minutes in, and this is how desperate we are. It really has only been 3 days.
I know. Right. So Google Maps. I'm going to go with Florstrasse in Neuwied, Germany. Right. What is there? TripAdvisor, please. TripAdvisor, and I want the weather. There is a hotel.
Good.
It is a 4.5 stars.
Nice hotel.
It looks a bit like a Premier Inn, to be honest.
Okay.
I didn't picture it being near the sea. Am I looking at the right? I'm looking in fucking Felixstowe in England. God damn it.
Are you looking at a Premier Inn in Felixstowe?
I think I might have been.
Did you wonder why Lenny Henry was on the bed?
So I've gone on to Yelp for Floristacia in Germany, and found a place called the Hit Shopping Center. It does not look appealing. Can I find any photos? There's just the one. Oh no, there's 16 photos. But all of the foods either come in jam jars or are smothered in some sort of gravy. I'm going to send this over to you real quick so you can have a look.
Tim, this sounds awful.
Well, this is part of the fun of doing our travel agent section. We find the weird side of
the
places.
World.
Yeah. So that's the Hit Shopping Center. We've got a place called Bonita.
Why does someone put their car?
I don't really know, to be honest. There's a lot of places in Floristrasse. There's Landhouse. There's a place called Real.
I gotta tell you, Tim, I'm not sure this segment's gonna stick.
I'm sure it will. What is this? I'm gonna send you the link for this, and I want you to try and pronounce it.
God, I'm gonna commit some kind of war crime doing it.
I promise you're not. Oh, wait, actually, I've just sent you the same link again.
Yeah, that's pronounced Hit Shopping Center.
There you go.
Oh my god. Perspective Gumbuch.
That is perspective, lowercase g, capital G, MB, capital H. It has 5 photos. What is this? They have an Instagram. It looks like possibly an organic fruit and veg shop, but it's not exactly clear. And also, 3 of the photos are definitely for a place called Peppermint.
Tim, can I just say, on this trip of wherever the hell it is that you've gone,
Yeah.
you've decided to park yourself an hour south of Cologne, which is a lovely city with a rich architecture, which you should go and see. And also, their football club mascot is a goat, and it's a real goat that they bring out to games. So just go to Cologne instead of wherever Tim is telling you to go.
Well, I found a service called Weather Flummet, which is covering this area. Apparently, it's a -2 right now, and it feels like -2. Cloudy.
Well, yeah.
It's a quarter moon that's illuminated 5%, and there's 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Do you know, I felt bad at first for the hypothetical I'm going to make you do later. After listening to this section, I don't feel so bad.
Do you not want to find some weird places?
I think we found one, Tim.
Well, let's try and find one each week.
And I think we've found one, but also just go to Cologne. It's also close to Dusseldorf.
I've never been to Cologne or Dusseldorf. I've been to Karlsruhe.
Or Dortmund, which isn't the prettiest place, but the football's very impressive. You're close to Frankfurt. Do all of them instead of this place that Tim has suggested.
Should we go on to a different thing if you're a bit bored of the travel agent?
Do you want some crazy shit?
Yeah, let's go with some crazy shit.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
I found an article for us, Joey.
Okay.
The article
You've actually sent 3.
Well, it was only the first one that was supposed to be crazy shit. The other ones were just kind of weird. The article reads, large crocodile found to be obstruction in city waterline. And what I'm learning is that we're slowly getting reptile news.
So should I change? Oh, damn, that's crazy. Oh, damn, that's a reptile.
That's a reptile. So the long and short of this is that some city workers in Mexico, in Ciudad Victoria, I'm butchering that pronunciation. They were forced to do some work on a water line that was backing up and what have you. So they go into the sewer and they're doing some rooting around and they hear a weird flicking sound. Turns out, massive crocodile is blocking the entire waterway.
Absolutely huge crocodile.
It's huge. It's massive.
You imagine being the worker that was down there and you found it, you would shit yourself.
Imagine being the crocodile living in your house and suddenly 3 people rip you out of it by ropes.
I don't imagine the crocodile was there willingly.
Well,
there was quite a lot of pressure behind it.
Oh my god! Apparently the crocodile was credited with decreasing the city's water flow by about 70%.
Yeah,
Jesus
Christ! I mean, that's a lot of blockage behind the crocodile.
How much of the city's water for that period of decreased water flow do you think was crocodile piss?
Enough.
I mean, I don't know how long it was there.
That crocodile was 3 meters long and nearly 200 kilos heavy.
It's huge.
And it took 14 people to be involved to remove the crocodile.
An apex predator, everyone.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, if it took 14 fully grown adults to remove it, I would say apex.
I mean, if it's an apex predator, does it really get stuck in pipes, water pipes like that?
This is a ruse. It's going to fuck up that town later.
It's playing the long con.
This is a Trojan horse.
It's playing the long croc.
Well done.
There it is. All right, shall we move on to... Well, what, would you say that's mad shit, or...?
That is mad shit. The madder shit is the thing that you sent me about the electronic wolves.
Right, yes. Okay, so... I've realised I've opened the same link twice on one of my things. So, again, this is an article that I found on the way home from work. The headline reads, electronic wolves with glowing red eyes watch over Japanese landscapes. And it's a very, very long article. Yeah. So I'll provide the cliff notes here. Essentially, in place of scarecrows, some Japanese farmers across the entire country, there's about 180 of these electronic wolf scarecrows that say in human voices, you're not getting away with this at about 60 decibels, which is regular speaking volume.
Yeah, it is.
And the whole thing swivels around and looks around like it's scanning the environment. And the plan is for it to not trick humans, but to trick any potential pests, because Japan has got like a declining predatory animal issue, I suppose. So animals like deer and boar and bears and what have you are going into more human areas. So
Right.
they've put up these electronic wolves to try and scare them.
And you think that when they hear you're not getting away with this, they'll go, "Oh shit, I better avoid it then."
I'm not getting away with that. That's what he's thinking, that bear.
I was thinking when you're saying the point in it is to infiltrate my nightmares, because they look fucking terrifying.
Well, it looks like, from what because there's a few photos on the article, it looks like they've got a sheep's body and just stuck a plastic wolf mask on it and then replaced its legs with like lightning rods.
I like it.
I mean, it's metal. It's definitely it looks like something from Doom.
Read the last sentence in the article.
When the sensors detect animals, the monster wolf will chase and repel them. Hold on, they've skipped a few steps. What monster wolf are you talking about?
I'd imagine the one with glowing red eyes, if I'm honest, Tim.
The robot in wolf's clothing has garnered international attention with inquiries from 10 countries. The company said, could Monster Wolf be a solution for marauding jackals in rural South Africa or trash browsing bears in Alaska? So we could be seeing these things in Alaska soon.
Yeah, whisper. Speaking at full volume, saying, "You won't get away with
You won't get away with this, but it'll still be in Japanese."
Yeah. That makes it more confusing and scary.
It does. I'd be disoriented if I was wandering around a field at night and I suddenly saw red glowing eyes saying you won't get away with this. I'd think I was about to be murdered.
Just so you know, there will be someone who this directly relates to their kink.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah. Look it up and do with the image what you will. Not on us, though.
It is such a bad bitch, though.
She a bad bitch, though. I would fuck the shit out of that robot.
Tim, can you explain that before we just move on without explaining that?
Yeah, Joey sent me a video of a guy playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and Chica the bird is in one of them, and I guess this guy just got horny for the robot because this bird is stood in the door, and he just goes, "I would fuck the shit out of that robot because I guess she's thick."
He's screaming, and he goes, oh, and then he stops dead and goes, "She is such a bad bitch, though." It's very good.
It's very good.
I'll put the audio in here.
She is such a bad bitch, though. I will fuck the shit out of that robot, man. I'm not even...
Amazing. We then also have our last article that I put in our little running order, and I don't know if you had a chance to read this.
I read the headline.
It's fucking weird, bro.
I could have told you it was weird by the headline.
Yeah, so the Speaker of the House, the US House, Mike Johnson in the States, has, because the article reads, Mike Johnson admits he and his son monitor each other's porn intake in resurfaced video. Quote, "I'm proud to tell you my son has a clean slate," the Speaker of the House says about his accountability partner. I'm not going to go into the full thing, but the long and short of it is that this guy and his son have agreed to be each other's accountability partner so they don't watch porn in the house.
Yeah. Apparently neither of them knows what incognito mode is.
No. I mean, either that or they both do. But
keeping it stum for each other.
I just saw the headline and was very, very confused and curious is the wrong word. Morbidly curious probably is right.
Can we talk about our own situation like this? That was a terrible segue.
Where is this going?
The conversation we had with Slade today.
Oh, right, yeah.
So Slade was recording with a podcast today, I think between two pods, so I'm not going to spoil who it is. They have a name for their recording area, and Slade asked, if we had one, what would it be called? Tim and I had some ideas.
Yeah.
Tim, I'd like you to run through a few of them.
So I suggested, let's have a look here. So you suggested the Virgin's Corner. I suggested the Wank Bank, the Masturbatorium, the Whacking It Wagon, the Beat It Retreat.
Yeah.
You then suggested the Honey Roast Ham Wank Express.
Yeah.
Which was a big favourite of mine because of how disjointed it is. You could take out any one of those words and it gets an entirely new meaning.
I like it.
I then said the tugboat.
Yep.
And there was a bit of a discussion afterwards. Then I went back to it, saying the stage of spanking it, the meat.
Yeah,
I was pretty happy
really
with that one.
like the meat.
And the flop stop. That's oh, and someone said the docking station. I think that might have been Slade.
Yeah. So Slade has gone with the docking station.
I also suggested the sleigh station with
Which
the nail emojis.
the docking station of all of them is the worst one.
Sorry, Slade.
So this is our democracy now. Tim, what is our recording? What's your vote for what our recording?
I really
headspace is
like.
called?
I really like the honey roast ham wank express. It sounds so 80s.
I'm really a fan of the masturbatorium.
I can't take credit for that one. I can't remember if I heard it on a TV show, if I heard a friend of mine say it about someone else's dad's living room.
God. Well, that's my vote. I am happy to switch it to the honey roast ham wank express if it means we're not called the docking station.
It just sounds, like you see those the more you know kind of 80s like screen splashes. It feels like it's going to be something like that, like the Magic School Bus.
And the train comes across.
Yeah.
The honey wet roast ham wank express.
It's someone, the way it runs, someone wanks on a honey roast ham and chucks it into an engine like a coal engine. And the thing that comes out the chimney is the honey.
Stop it. You
Makes the tracks very sticky, along with the cum. Oh no, Joey's having a cough. I think he might have. I think I might got him.
I overdid it a bit. Yeah. So that's what we're called, Slade. Sorry, it's a democracy. Fuck whatever you've said on this podcast. We now recording the honey roasted ham wank express.
Choo choo.
Any prospective guests that want to join us, you know what you're getting into.
You got to have a ticket to ride, baby. You must contribute 1 honey roast ham
and 1 wank.
And 1 wank. That's what gives the
really
train its life.
We won't hold that to any guests because I actually want to have guests on at some point. On mainline, it's 2 blokes. I don't think we can have a third bloke.
No, it wouldn't make sense.
But we can welcome people now to the honey roast ham wank express.
Choo choo, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
As on the topic of trains, I had a very lazy moment earlier.
Okay.
So the train I get home, I wanted to arrive at a particular platform because the bridge, because the station I get off work to go home, has a really crap bridge that connects the 2 platforms, and it's the only way over.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like ever dealing with it. So if I'm quick, I can get the train at maybe 6:15 after I'm done with work, and get off at the correct platform, but I basically have to run to the train station to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can get the one that's 10 minutes later and get off at the crap platform. Today, my 6:15 train was delayed by about 15 or 20 minutes. I willingly chose the delayed train, so I wouldn't have to go over the piece of shit bridge. And I got to thinking about what lazy things people have done. Do you have anything that you want to mention?
I don't know if it counts as lazy. I've spoken about my PC setup before.
Mm-hmm.
My third monitor, if I have all 3 plugged in when I turn my PC on, it doesn't work. So instead of ever trying to fix the problem at its root cause, I just unplug the monitor, turn the PC on, and then plug it back in.
Like a power thing?
I don't know what it is. It just runs straight to the motherboard, to the BIOS if it's plugged in.
Weird.
It's so strange. But I've never got to the point where I think, I'm going to fix it. I've just thought, the cable's right there. I'll just unplug the HD and plug it back in.
So hang on. Just so I'm right in understanding, if your third monitor is plugged in, instead of going to the Windows launch screen, you end up in BIOS.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so weird.
It's really weird.
That's weird.
There must be other things. Let me have a think while you come up with some good ones.
Well, I found a Reddit thread called "What's the laziest thing you've ever done?" and I thought it might be quite fun to read through some.
Okay, let's do it.
So I've got one here that says, I used to have one of those clap-on, clap-off lights in my room, and I hated clapping, so I made an audio recording of me clapping and mapped it to a programmable key on my keyboard.
Oh my god.
Someone replied with, I hated clapping, and said, I didn't know that could be a thing. Either way, that's very funny.
Yeah.
There's one here that says, I always heat things in the microwave for 1 minute 11 or 2 minutes 22 because I'm too lazy to move my fingers to 0 before I hit start. Jesus Christ.
I appreciate it.
What else we got? I was laying in bed one night with the light on and wanted to sleep with it off. I called my house from my cell phone and asked for myself in a disguised voice. When my mum came to bring me the phone, I asked her to turn the light out when she left, hung up both phones, and went to sleep.
Jesus, I was not well yesterday,
Hmm.
and my office is 2 doors over from our bedroom. So I started work, decided I'm not well enough to work, so I went to sleep, and I turned my laptop off, shouted downstairs to Jenny that she works downstairs. Oh, I'm not working. I'm going to go to bed for a bit. Yeah, no problem. I got into bed and I got warm, and then I texted her saying, "Can you bring me up a cup of tea?" Is that lazy? Does that count?
That's a little lazy.
Yeah.
Did you go up knowing you wanted a cup of tea?
No. I mean, I was already upstairs. I went to
Oh,
bed knowing that I'd probably want a cup of tea.
yeah, that's probably a little lazy. There's one here that says, in order to not walk 5 feet from my bed, I decided to fall asleep on my recliner, pulling down the window shade a little so I could use it as a blanket.
Oh my god.
There is one here that said, shot about 10 Nerf darts at my life switch from my bed, missed all of them and slept with the lights on.
Wow.
Spent half an hour searching for a torrent to download a textbook that I had left in the other room.
Fucking. These are impressive.
That's impressive. I'm going to find one more and then I think we should move on because otherwise it's just turning into a reading Reddit podcast.
Mm-hmm. Which we don't want.
No. Had a pizza guy deliver a pizza. The pizzeria I lived above.
Fucking. I've told you about when I did something like that, didn't I?
No.
We used to live opposite this pizza place,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really good pizza, and I'd never had it from there before. So I called them. Yeah, I'll have a pizza for delivery, please. I paid £2 for delivery, not realising that it was literally on the other side of the road. It's quite a busy road, and we had a hedge in front of us, so when I was stood in the window ordering, I couldn't see the place.
No.
About 20 minutes later, I got a very confused man walking up our drive. I was like, oh, hiya. He's like, why did you pay for delivery? I was like, what do you mean? And he didn't do anything. He just pointed across the road at the pizza place.
I've had one
Fucking
before.
Fucking good pizza, though.
I've had one before. Do you want to shout out the pizza place or?
Can't remember its name.
No, that's unfortunate.
Pizza Express? No, it's not Pizza Express.
No.
That's where that Prince nonce was.
I once, when I was very hungover and living in the flat before the one I'm in now, I was hungover and I was like, I just really want fish and chips. So I ordered fish and chips in this place. It had good reviews. I was like, that was really good. I'd have that again. And then like a couple weeks later, I ordered fish and chips again on Uber Eats, and it was like delivery. And I was like, oh, this is great. A third time, and I was like, I wonder where this place is. Like, maybe if I have guests around, I'll like take them there. It was on the corner. I just never noticed it. I know.
That is mad, isn't it? The world we live in allows us to do that.
I know. There should be a minimum distance, provided you are able-bodied and able to do so. Granted, people just exploit that and be like, "No, I'm disabled. Bring me my chips from across the road, please."
Do you know? Since we moved to this house March last year, if ever we get a takeaway, I always go and get it. I much prefer going to get it now. I don't really like it being delivered.
If I drove, I'd probably do that more.
I don't know why I like it more.
Oh no, hang on. I've got this. I've got another one.
Go on.
Eating my food directly from the pots and pans to eliminate dishes.
We've all done that.
I've seen restaurants where they do that.
What's the Twitter page called?
It's just a Reddit post.
Oh, no. It's Bring Me Plates. We need plates or something like that.
We want plates, yeah.
We want plates where it's all the things that restaurants serve food on. It's like shovels, bins. And
I've seen one where it was like an iPad with a picture of a plate on it. The ones that get me, have you seen those spaghetti restaurants where they just dump spaghetti on the table in a pile for everyone to have?
No, that sounds great.
It's honestly like pigs at a trough, because it's just like I'm not judging those people, but the only thing I could equate it to is just a pile of spaghetti slop.
You should judge those people.
Well, like, it's not the people's fault. The restaurant chose to serve it that way.
Yeah, they chose to eat there though, knowing that's what would happen.
If I went to a restaurant and they just dumped my food in the middle of the table like some sort of swill,
Yeah.
I'd leave. I'm out.
Gee.
I probably would.
Okay,
Depending on what it
okay.
was. If it was like soup, that'd be really inconvenient. Is soup a food or a drink, do you reckon?
Drink.
Yeah? You drink soup when you're thirsty?
I would never go out of my way to drink soup if I'm thirsty, but I would have soup if I was thirsty. Tim, should we move on swiftly?
Yeah, go on. That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
So,
That's a
this
new
is
addition.
That's really annoying that you noticed that, because the Northern boy messaged me today, and he's going to be annoyed that it was the first time as well. He said, "I have a dumb idea, but it requires a bit of work on your part. For every joke jingle, add an extra trumpet roll or ha-ha at the end of the week and see how long it takes Tim to notice." Well, Northern boy, number one.
I am very happy with some of the jokes I have this week. I might even have some new favourites.
Really?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Okay, explain the premise and then we'll go.
So Joey and I are going to have a back and forth where we tell each other jokes as deadpan as possible. And we are going to try and make each other laugh. First one to laugh loses.
And the one that wins, the one that makes people laugh, will be dedicated to the joke of the week.
Correct.
Tim, how many jokes do you have?
12.
You should go first. I have 8, so.
Okay. First joke.
Uh-huh.
A photon walks into a hotel and the concierge comes up and says, "May I take your bags?" And the photon replies, "No, I'm travelling light."
Please don't tell me that was one of your new favourites.
I like that one, but it's not a favourite.
Okay. I always make my wife morning tea in my pyjamas, but is she grateful? No. She says she'd rather have it in a cup.
Classic misdirect.
Yeah, good misdirect.
That's very good. A Roman walks into a bar, holds up 2 fingers and says, "5 beers, please."
Good. Clever as a thinker.
As a thinker.
How do you milk a sheep?
How?
Release another iPhone.
Hey, that's topical, kind of.
Well, it's been out a while.
A snake walks into a bar and the bartender asks, "How?"
Good.
Yeah.
I thought it might be something along those lines. If you arrive fashionably late wearing Crocs, you're just late. I think I just had a stroke. I think
you might have had a bit of a stroke then, yeah. Let's have a look here. A lady walks into a bar, orders a double entendre, so the bartender gives it to her.
That is good. That nearly got me. This one's funny for 2 reasons, and I'll tell you the joke and then I'll tell you why it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I bought our dog some glow-in-the-dark dog treats. You should see his little face light up.
I like that.
That's funny because it's instead of faces, I accidentally wrote feces.
That also works though.
Ooh.
Does work. I once had a job interview at a farm, and the farmer said, "Have you ever shoed a horse?" And I said, "No, but I told a donkey to fuck off once."
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I might have to beep this whole joke.
That's very close.
Does that count? I hope it doesn't, because I have to bleep the whole thing.
I'm doing my best not to laugh here.
Okay.
That was very, very good. What's the difference between an owl, a piano, and a fish?
Go on.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
You can tune a fish.
Yeah, there was an owl there though.
Good. Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
What's the difference between an owl, a piano, and a fish? You can't.
Yeah.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
What about the owl?
Who?
Awful. If you're here for the yodeling lessons, please form an orderly queue, orderly queue, orderly queue.
Okay, no. That's really good.
So does that win joke of the week?
I think so. Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Quite like it with the little trumpet on the end. So
I
as a
know.
reminder, joke of the week is if you're here for the yodeling lessons, please form an orderly queue, orderly queue, orderly queue.
That's very, very good. Do you want me to go through the rest of my jokes? Or
Can I just tell you one more of mine and then you can tell me as many of yours as you want?
Sure.
Imagine the Titanic with a lisp. It's unthinkable.
Unthinkable. Yep.
Last one is my local newspaper ran the headline, masturbation may help cure the common cold. I hope so, because I've got no tissues left.
I've got, what does DNA stand for? National Dyslexia Association.
Very good.
I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day.
Very good.
Someone found a hole in a nudist colony fence. The police are looking into it. That's classic. Why did divers fall backwards off the boat when they're diving?
Because they fell forwards, they fall into the boat.
Correct. A termite walks into a bar and asks, "Is the bartender here?" And the last one I've got is, why did the condom fly across the room?
Go on.
It was pissed off.
Yeah, you would have got me at the end there. I'm glad I got the yodeling one in there before you.
That's very good.
Nice. So, Tim,
Yeah.
got a couple of regular sections left. Where would you like to go? Would you like a hypothetical, or do you want to talk about who Will Smith is beating up?
Let's go for a hypothetical, and then we've got a couple of other topics in the running order we can bring up.
Great. Hypothetical. I still don't have a jingle. I will write one day, but life's too short. Tim.
Yeah.
My hypothetical was, what was the first person to drink milk from a cow thinking? So I want you to be the person who's caught drinking milk.
Okay. All right. Do I have to make the slurping sound? Or...
I don't know if you noticed, but I cut the whole hypothetical from last week's episode because it was painful and slow.
Which one was that?
I can't even remember. But we said in it, this is a bad hypothetical. So when I did that, I thought, man, I'm going to lose these 5 minutes of podcast time, and I'm quite happy to do so. So
Fine.
I thought of this one, and I think that this is a good kind of question to bring in for a hypothetical. So you tell me, do you want to make the slurping sound?
I don't want that audio out there, to be honest.
Really? Because there was a point in last week's episode where I pretended to be Rishi Sunak giving Elon Musk a blowjob. So, so I have no sympathy for what goes out there.
Well, I know what's going in the preview this week.
I feel like that's becoming a catchphrase of this podcast.
Yeah, it pretty much is at this point.
Okay, so how do you want to start, Tim? Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
You can start. Let's say I'm caught in the act.
Okay. Excuse me. Are you Wembembo from the internet?
God, how does this keep happening to me?
What were you just doing to that cow?
Looking, investigating.
What were you investigating?
It's teats.
Can I just ask what the white stuff all over your face is?
I knew. Fuck off.
But like, seriously, at Wembembo on everything from the internet. What is that white stuff all over your face?
Well, I saw these 4 dicks on the bottom of this cow, and I thought, I wonder if I can get the white stuff out of them quicker than I can get this white stuff out of mine.
And did you?
And turns out you did, and you can do 4 at the same time, which is frankly miracle-esque.
Okay. Did you get what you wanted out of it?
I think I might have found a new drink, and I'm going to market it to children.
I mean, you smashed that hypothetical, Tim. I've got to tell you. It's
Yeah.
4 dicks. Go for it.
Short and sweet hypothetical this week.
I don't know. I mean, you've beaten me there. The thing is, if you aren't awkward about it and you just jump straight in, I get flustered. So there's your tactic going forward.
Yeah. A game came out today, at the time of recording, November 15th, that I've had on my Steam wishlist for a while. I'm going to pick it up after this recording.
Okay.
Called Checkmate Showdown.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
No, should I have a look at it in the Steam store?
I can ping you over a link if you want.
No, it's okay. I've got it here.
All right. So can you describe what you're seeing in the trailer?
Chess.
Yep. What about it?
It's a fighting game version of chess.
Correct. So the way this works, it plays like regular chess, but to determine whether or not you take the piece, like let's say, I don't know, you've got a rook capturing a knight for some reason. The rook and the knight go into a 2D fighter like Street Fighter, and whoever wins takes the piece. I think that's a really interesting concept, considering that each piece is going to have its own like set of combos and inputs and shit.
Yeah, but if you're good at the game, you could win with just using a pawn.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that though.
I feel like that takes away from the fun of chess.
I think it'd be interesting though. Oh, how'd you lose at chess with a pawn?
Yeah, I mean it's very well presented. It looks very cool.
Have
It's
you
not like my kind of thing though.
Well, have you seen 5D chess with multiverse time travel?
No, that sounds horrific.
I have this on Steam because I picked up in a sale. I have a great time with it.
Oh, really?
So, the way this works is you're playing a regular game of chess, and let's say you have you have a knight at B4, for example, or E4 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The game will progress quite naturally, but if later on down the line you have a piece that can go to E4, you can send that piece back in time to take the piece that was originally E4, creating a new timeline, and then the game becomes you have to make checkmate as early as possible.
Tim, that sounds like my head hurts hearing you talk about it.
Honestly, it's like it sounds really, really complicated and difficult to get into, but once you start like sitting down to play it, it makes a lot of sense.
Really?
It's surprisingly good.
Okay.
Now, I'm not the best at chess, but I have fun with this.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that you need to see to understand.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've watched the trailer.
I haven't.
Ah, right, okay. Well, anyone who's interested, or if anyone has it and wants to play some 5D chess with multiverse time travel, let me know, because I would love to play some actual people instead of CPUs.
Nice. You should do that. Tim, there is a game I want to propose that you and I get. Have you seen anything about a game called Lethal Company?
Now, is this new co-op horror?
Yes.
Now, a couple of YouTubers that Payne and I watch playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the art direction looks a little weird, but the game looks solid.
Yeah. So the Northern lad has already said he wants to play it.
I thought it was 2-player co-op only. Is it like more?
No, I think it's more.
Huh. I mean, I could be
know.
mistaken. I don't know much about it.
I could be mistaken as well. I don't know. But I think if it's more, we should definitely play it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be fun. I could see, like, me, you, the Northern boy, and Payne getting on with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But the thing I really like about it is you don't go in Discord chat for it. You would have to be in game, because all of the chat in it is it proxy chat?
Yeah.
Proximity chat is what I should say.
Yes,
So,
sorry, not proxy chat.
When you're being attacked miles away, your teammates can only hear the muffled screams of you running towards them while a horde of bugs tries to kill you.
Have you ever played Among Us with the voice mod?
No, I'd love to though.
Oh, it's so fun. Because obviously it's all proximity-based voice chat. But if you die, you become a ghost and can haunt people and haunt the
killers.
the imposters. But you've got like a really echoey, ghosty voice as well when you do it.
So I have a thing on Discord that is like a mod for Among Us, which adds loads of new roles, because I think the problem with Among Us was that it got a bit stale when everyone learnt the maps.
Yeah.
But this new one adds roles like the Jester, which your role is to try and get voted out. It adds the Vampire to one of the imposters, so you can bite someone and they'll die like 20 seconds later. You can do things where you camouflage and everyone goes the same color and looks exactly the same, and then you kill someone and run away.
See, this is all stuff from Gary's mod as
Is
well.
it?
Yeah. So this is in Gary. We should play some Gary's mod at some point.
Yeah.
Like we've played a little bit of it because we were fucking around building a car or a roller coaster or something.
Well, you were showing me how it worked, and I was trying to launch you in the air. That was generally how it went.
That's long and short of it. But if we can get some like Trouble in Terrorist down on the go or something, that'd be really, really fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I'd also like to try some Tabletop Simulator with you.
Yeah.
We've all got that.
Well, I guess. Do you want me to talk about Pod real quick?
Yeah, go on. Tell us. Spoil one of the Podmases.
You guys are getting a present early. I'm looking at putting together a D&D one shot for Slade and Joey where I'm the DM, and we'd probably run it on tabletop.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this because I've never done it before. So the reservation that I'm hold is making me apprehensive about this episode. But I'll go into it with an open heart and an open mind, and we'll see where we end up.
Well, you've played Baldur's Gate and you like that.
I did like that. That's true. But also, if you're not going to be a dwarf that I can throw off a mountain,
It's like a naked Howard the Halifax man.
Exactly. Yeah, I might not. Might not enjoy your D&D campaign. The thing that I found really difficult about Baldur's Gate, and I say found, I haven't played it in a while. I should get back to it because I did enjoy it. Is all the setup and understanding your class and understanding all the stats and what they actually mean in the game, because it doesn't explain it very well. And I think if you play D&D, it's second nature, but to me, who doesn't, it's not.
That's fair. I mean, I've played a lot of D&D before.
Yeah.
So I'm probably very, very familiar with the stats, like you said, to the point that it's basically second nature. But I don't have that new to D&D mindset anymore. I don't have that perspective.
We played it with the Northern boy who's like very into D&D, right?
Yeah.
And watching him play Baldur's Gate, it was like he was 100 levels higher than me, because I was doing some really blockheaded shit, and he was like, oh, I'll just move this, which means this person can't see me, which means I can attack 4 times, and if I attack at this distance, I get this boost, and he gets this reduction in his damage because I'm doing this thing. And I was like, I just want to throw Tim off a mountain. What? Yeah, that was what I struggled with Baldur's Gate.
I don't remember what I called my dwarf character.
I don't know. Easily throwable is what I called him.
So I had Shadow the Hedgehog the Bard.
Yeah.
Whose spells and music all revolved around speed.
But that's the dumb shit you can do because you understand it. Whereas me, I was told a barbarian, or what's the other one? A fighter, are the ones if you're a bit of an idiot to the game. So those are the only ones I've ever been through.
So the thing that I was saying this to some people at work, because Baldur's Gate is up for Game of the Year. The game
I think he's going to win it as well.
I think it rightfully should. But the thing that I love about Baldur's Gate is that the devs are very, very good at patching issues that are for like unintended gameplay, but they still leave it open to weird strategy, which is great. That shows like a real level of understanding of what the player base could potentially do. So one of my favorite moments from a Baldur's Gate session now, it was me, you, Payne, and the Northern boy. It was very early on. There was you'll remember the room that had the enemies on one side and we were in control of the lock on the door. And what we ended up agreeing on was that I would stand in the middle of the room, the middle of the room that we were all stood in, and then you three would stood on either side of this door, and I would use Mage Hand to open the door using myself as bait, and because the enemies become bottlenecking through the door, beelining for me, they wouldn't see you, and you'd get your sneak attack bonus.
And we'd lock the door between them, so we only had to fight one at a time.
It was amazing, and the fact the game allows for that is awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was good, and I think that we're going to talk about Game Awards at another time, but I do think it's going to win Game of the Year.
I think it will too, and I'm a big advocate for that.
Cool.
Yeah. Last thing I've written on here, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the Island series.
You are a series behind.
I am a series behind. We got done with the Island series last night.
What did you think? Sorry, can we say spoilers for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Island series?
Season 15.
Yeah.
This is. I liked it. It felt like a really short season, though.
Well, it was. I think
It was
they had a
8
deadline.
episodes.
They had a deadline to put it out, and COVID was going on, so it was short. Spoiler alert: 16 is as short as 15.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I could even finish that tomorrow then, and that'd be completely caught up with Sunny.
Hmm.
I thought it had a lot of peaks and troughs. Dee kind of getting a lot of comeuppance. Dennis going actually batshit crazy in the castle.
Yeah.
Mac finding the priest who's like, I also have uncontrollable urges, but it turns out it's like a diddling choir boys scenario instead of just him being gay.
I thought the thing with Mac and his identity was a mixture of funny and overdone in that series, because there was the whole thing about him thinking he's Irish, and actually you find out he's Dutch.
Well, they pay his mom to tell him he's Dutch.
Well, yeah, he thinks he's Dutch, and Mac from episode 1 has been so confused about who he is as a person that he just throws himself in, which I thought was really clever. But then I think they kind of jumped the shark a little bit with how much he wanted to be Dutch rather than Irish.
Yeah, it was like very quick to jump on another identity, which I get. I know what they're doing. I know what they're saying. But you're right. It probably could have been slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me was Charlie meeting his dad.
Which part?
So I was really happy for him to find his dad, and I got a little bit teary when he was giving the speech when the dad died. Like, you know, when he's dragging him up the mountain, he's being like, yeah, I shouldn't have to carry you. You should have carried me and all that. I got a little bit teary at that speech. I won't lie. That was probably
felt relatable.
Not relatable, but it was just an emotional thing. But Sonny hasn't made me feel that emotional since Mac finds his pride. Which is a very moving episode.
It comes back down to earth when you find out that Frank killed Charlie's dad with COVID.
Yeah, and the whole thing is that, like, the Irish side of the Kelly family, the men, when they die, are thrown off a cliff and returned to the sea. And they throw him off a cliff, but the tide's out, so he just splats on the fucking floor in a bag. And it's very funny. It's really funny. Like, the show is very quick to remind you of what it is. But
yeah. It was good. I thought it was a really strange series because it wasn't in Philadelphia, and it felt like you didn't get that home comfort of like Paddy's Pub, for example. But I do think that they did bits of it really well. I do think, I agree, Charlie's dad was really funny. Charlie's dad and his demise was funny. The way that Frank thought that he could cure COVID by drinking bleach was very good.
That was very good. Well, that was a reference to what people were doing in the States.
Well, it was a reference to what Donald Trump suggested people should do. Yeah, okay, well, let me know what you think of the latest series, because there's an episode in there, and I don't mind telling you the name of the episode. It's when the gang goes bowling.
Okay.
And the gang goes bowling has my favourite moment of any It's Always Sunny episode going.
Now, James, our eldest brother, tells me that season has Mac giving a real mic drop moment. I'm assuming that's it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, all right. Well, once I'm caught up, I'll ask him and see what it was, unless I happen to see it myself.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen it. It came out a couple of months ago. I might have just forgotten what it was.
Fair enough. Is this still currently airing, the most recent series, or?
It is, if you look on the right website.
Wow.
Yeah, so the gang goes bowling has my favourite moment in any It's Always Sunny. And I know the lovely Dan from Casting Views really likes It's Always Sunny as well. He said that series is brilliant.
The thing that got me in pain laughing really fucking hard last night watching It's Always Sunny was, when Dennis and Dee go to rent the castle and Dennis tries to stifle a cough. He's just basically barking at the estate agent.
Very funny.
It's
very funny.
very, very funny.
Anyway, Tim, let's do this and wrap it up.
Yep.
I became a movie star because my girlfriend cheated on me when I was 15. And in my twisted psychology, I was like, if I'm the most famous person in the world, no woman could ever cheat on me.
It just gets sadder each time. Tim, who is Will Smith beating up?
I think Will Smith is beating up the crocodile that was stuck in the thing, hence it being stuck in the water treatment place.
It's swollen where he's beating it up.
Exactly.
Oh, that's sad.
What about you?
That's sad. Tim, guess who I think he's beating up?
Is it Rishi Sunak?
No, it's not.
Who is it?
It's all of the Tory party for being massive cunts.
All right.
So I spoke to you about this before we started, but today the Tory party led the majority of people who voted no for advising Israel to cease fire in Gaza.
Yes.
And the strapline for that was led by the Scottish National Party. The strapline was, let's put people above politics. And Tory party, including my local MP, voted against that ceasefire because they are massive wankers and because their Rishi Sunak is buddied up with Israel and doesn't want to offend anyone, and they don't want to seem to be going against him. So 11,000 people, innocent people dead, doesn't mean anything to the Tory party.
Good work,
Fucking
gang.
Cunt. Tim, let's go back to something more cheery, your pub quiz question. Actually, before we do, I've got one quick thing. I spoke about him just a second ago. The lovely Dan got in touch with me when he heard your story about falling over in Temple Meads, and he sent me a story about an embarrassing but painful fall he had a few years ago. Do you want to hear it?
I'm listening, yeah.
Okay, so Dan was at his local non-league team that he used to get really caught up in the game. He would stand in the stands that had about 4 or 5 concrete steps up to a wall onto the ground, and there was a metal fence that surrounded the pitch. So Dan thinks they scored in a hotly contested match, which he tended to go to the barrier, bang his hand on when they scored to make a bit of noise. On this occasion, he miscounted how many steps there were, and he fell completely over, catching his right leg on the edge of the steps. It was a hell of a tumble and quite the spectacle. Now, being a bloke in amongst all football fans, he had to style it out and say it didn't hurt, but it bloody did. Now, I know it bloody did because he starts the next line with, "Bloody was the word, as I could feel something was wrong." And 30-odd minutes later, when the game had ended and he'd walked home, Rackers, about 5 minutes away, he was in a lot of pain. He got home and he checked and he gouged his shin so badly that his jeans had stuck to the wound from the blood. He had to separate the jeans from the wound and still has a scar to this day, 4 years later, that took about 6 months to heal.
Can we get worst injury stories as like a thing that the audience do next episode?
I would like that a lot.
I think that'd be really fun.
If we've got time, I have one more thing for you that I didn't put in the running order.
Yeah, it's fine.
Now, this is something my friend sent me a few weeks ago. I meant to bring it up last episode, but I didn't. It's a scam email, very similar to the one that you sent me. You're back and forth with the scam.
Oh, I've had another one of them, by the way, but I kind of went
go
off
through
at
it
them.
next time. So I'm going to read this word for word. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Just starts off. Subject line is "See this, number 729." Starts off, "Hi, my prey. This is my last warning. I wrote since I attached a Trojan on a website with porno which you have viewed. My Trojan captured all your private data, then switched on your camera, which recorded you in the act of solitary sex."
Solitary sex.
Just after that, Trojan saved your contact list. I will erase the compromising video records and info if you transfer $900 in Bitcoin to this address. Give us an address. I give you 38 hours after you open my message for making the payment. As soon as you read the message, I'll send it right away. It's not necessary for you to tell me you've sent the money. The address is still connected to you. My system will erase automatically after the transfer confirmation. If you don't pay, I'll send dirt to all of your contacts. Let me remind you, I see what you're doing. If you try to deceive me, I'll know immediately. I don't live in your country. Bye. Don't forget about the shame and to ignore. Your life could be ruined.
The word "bye" in there adds a real friendly tone to the whole email.
It does, yeah. I think it's a really lovely, friendly email. But everyone has a wank.
Yeah. If all wanks are welcome on the honey roast ham wank express.
Yeah, so that was a scam email my friend
We
got.
call it the locomotion.
Nice. The solo locomotion.
Solo locomotion.
And they sent it to me, and I said, can I read this out on our podcast? And she said, absolutely, yeah, go ahead. Thought that was very funny.
That's very fun.
So, Tim, pub quiz question.
Pub quiz question. In the film Inception, what was the name of the device used to enter and navigate the dream world? Again, your options were the Dreamulator, the Somnican, the Unarioscope, and the passive or portable automated Somnican intravenous machine. It's the passive.
I thought it might be. It was quite complicated for...
Much like the film
was.
Inception, a little overcomplicated.
Although one of the best films I've ever seen in the cinema.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Now, I think it probably doesn't compare to some films I've seen, but I've never been in a cinema where a film ended and everyone was like, oh my God, no.
I've been in a cinema where people clapped.
When?
It was in the States. I went to go see Four Lions in San Diego.
I sat with you and watched Four Lions in San Diego. I don't think anyone clapped. No one understood what was going on.
So this was when I got done in Pennsylvania working. I went to San Diego for a little bit, and I definitely saw a film in cinemas. I thought it was Four Lions, but I guess I'm putting the two together. No, that's right, because we were the only ones really laughing at Four Lions.
I don't think a terrorist film goes over well in America.
No, and especially not with a lot of British humour.
No.
But one thing, just on the note of Inception, there's a thing that people do, and it drives me up the fucking wall with Inception. They'll say something inside another thing is somethingception, like a bag within a bag is bagception.
Well, this podcast is Two Blokes Within Game Club Pod, which is podcastception.
The film is not called Dreamception. If it was, that homogenization of words would probably be fine, but it's not.
What if there was a honey roasted ham wank expressception?
So are we talking like we're in a bigger train, or is it like a model train?
A big wank train within a big wank train within a big wank train.
We'd be running a train.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tim, anything you want to promote before we leave?
I guess by the time this comes out, there might be a new episode of Game Changers. It comes out. Game Changers comes out on the 24th. Next episode.
This will be out before then. So this is out on the 22nd.
Oh well, yeah. Go and listen to my new episode of Game Changers in 2 days' time with Adam L. Hager.
Yeah, lovely guy. Looking forward to listening to it.
Yeah. That's about it, really. What about you, Joey?
Nice. I would like to promote buying your tickets in advance for a express ride on the honey roasted ham wank express.
You have to pre-book.
Yeah.
In order to pre.
I don't know if I hate it already, but we're rolling with it. Tim, anything you want to say to our wonderful listeners?
Take that, you bastards. Choo choo.
Choo choo. Take that, you bastards. See you next week.
Bye.